Hopefully working. Hey, helpful mod in the chat. Tell me if this is working and you can hear and see me. I have no idea if this is going to work to everyone watching now and in the future. I apologize for all of the horror that is about to happen. Hello there? You can see me? Good. Okay. So, opening up things, making sure everything is working. Works perfectly fine. Good to know. Everything is working. This is good. I don't have to troubleshoot anything yet. Let's hope and pray it stays this way. So, hello Internet. This is my first time doing this. It's going to be a mess. I am Carl Hausman, sometimes known as Chasm, and I'm going to be tackling some fun little compositional challenge in this video. Specifically, I have set myself the challenge of having my wonderful, helpful mod here in the chat, who has assured me that everything is working perfectly fine and got conscripted into this about 10 minutes ago. He will be picking out for me 4 random musical notes. I will then be using a notation software to compose something with some music theory commentary as I'm doing it, and we'll see what I get from it. So, we'll see what happens with that. And so, helpful conscripted moderator, would you like to pick out for me some musical notes, any 4 musical notes, and see what happens? So, we'll see what happens with that. Oh, hey, Tim. And so, helpful conscripted moderator, would you like to pick out for me some musical notes, any 4 musical notes, and see what happens? So, we'll see what happens with that. Oh, hey, Tim. And C, D sharp, F sharp, and B. Okay, you decided to be mean. I did tell you you could be mean before this, and you decided to be. Alright, let's see here. Oh, hello, Katara. Fancy seeing you here. Okay. So, C, D sharp, F sharp, B. That's not very nice of you. Okay. We're going to open this into the compositional software. Tell me in the chat if this is actually working correctly, because I don't know if it is or not, and I want to make sure it's actually visible. All right, so we're going to create a new document. You probably won't be able to see what I'm doing because this technically opens in a different window, but that'll be gone in just a second. I will be doing this just solely a piano thing. No extra flair, no extra instruments, this is just piano. Because the goal isn't really to create a great epic piece of music, this is just compositional, see what I can do with these notes. So, accordingly, we're going to call this Composition Challenge 1. Assuming I will do more, and there will be a number 2. Subtitle. This might be a disaster. This might be disaster. Composer, me. And all that fancy stuff. And we'll set it to any random time signature to start. Doesn't really matter. And how do I want to do this? We'll say moderato, yeah. Put it at a nice 112 BPM. And we'll go from there. Quickly save that so I don't immediately lose it. So, the notes we have here, as chosen by my helpful conscripted moderator. All looks good? Okay, good. As chosen by helpful conscripted moderator will be... Oh, I'm getting minor issues with the stream on my end. Hang on. Resolution is awful. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Transform. I have no idea what I'm doing, so... Yeah, this is kind of suboptimal, but we'll just try zooming in a whole bunch and see if that works. Okay. So, the 4 notes that we had a C, a D sharp, an F sharp, and a B natural. So what to do with that? What do I base around that? Well, my first thought is that this almost seems to resolve back to the C. So it seems to center on C, which makes me think this D sharp should be an E flat. And this is hopefully going to work. Okay. And making that a bit larger. So If I make that into the melody, I'm just going to move this to a different part of the score where I can refer back to it later. And then if I go up to the top here, we're going to try... So what this makes me think of is if this F sharp is a G flat, it's almost just a fully diminished chord with a major seventh thrown on top. So throwing that together, you get... You get that, which is kind of a cool sound. And I kind of like that. That's a good basis. So we're going to start out with just the C. Nice low C. Really center it in there. And then... Oh, I should throw in a disclaimer. Definitely not doing this with anything resembling actual playability in mind. This is a piano reduction. This is not meant to be played by a human. So I'm thinking, you start with this C, and that's the first note of what this is based around. And then I'm thinking sort of an ascending scale, but very much spread out through the octaves. So I'm actually going to throw this into a different layer, which will let me do this. To those of you who know this software, yes, I am slow. I am horrible. I know. It's awful. I would be so much faster if I used keystrokes. But with all of that said, having done that, the next note is this E flat. And we're actually not going to put that up the full, just a minor third from the E flat. Going to spread everything out. It's going to span the width of the piano and give it sort of an immediate, broad, reaching feeling. And I'm just going to carry on the low C underneath that. Nah, wrong spot. This is really weird doing this knowing other people can see the thought process. And you know what? Let's throw in the B on top of that and go right into a repetition, but not actually include the C. So we're going to skip over the first note. Yeah. Because then it creates an ascending scale, and what that'll do is that'll actually switch the E flat fully into a D sharp. So I guess I should notate it like that. Because really what that means is... I should really put that in the second layer as well, shouldn't I? That would be a smart thing to do. I'm a smart person. I know what I'm doing. Totally know what I'm doing. But that makes it so we have a B major triad, D sharp, F sharp, and B, over a tonic C, which is a flat 2. Which is almost a bit like a weird dissonant Neapolitan effect, but not quite. Yeah, I think that'll help. And then switching back to the first layer. I'm actually going to make this a bit faster. I'm sort of doing an accelerating scale here. Let's see how that sounds. It's okay. No, that's not right. That's not the right note durations. I know how to do math. I totally know how to do math. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, no, the bottom notes are fine there. But what I actually needed was a triplet half note. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to throw in an extra A there because it will fill it in. There's sort of this sense of, it starts out with these very big jumps at the bottom, sort of this and going up and up, and it closes in as it gets towards the top, and we're going to end on this. You know what, actually, why not make this specific measure in 6/4, fit all of that in? That's not what I wanted to happen. I totally know what I'm doing, as I've said. I've been using this software for years. There's no reason I shouldn't know how to use it. Actually, let's make this even faster. Let's actually make it half note equal to not 160. That is not what I want to put in. Let's say 80. That's not really... That's kind of a moderato for something that... Let's actually stick this in cut time and make this in 3/2. That makes more sense. Count it by the half. Oops. didn't mean to delete that. And then just delete that. Do a bunch of little formatting things because it makes it look pretty, and I like it when things look pretty because I'm very detail-oriented that way. Then some dynamics, just because why on earth not? Stick a nice forte there. And let's have it immediately start getting quieter here. And then it gradually builds up as it reaches that climax. And for all of you skilled DAW users out there, yeah, I know. Notation software can't do all those cool automation things, but can you just draw a crescendo and have it automatically do it exactly for you, jumping between the dynamics? I think not. So this is proof, obviously, that indisputably notation software is better, and it can't be argued. I'm going to incur so much wrath with that. Let's see here. And more things to make it look pretty. Make all these go the same way. I am very obsessive about making scores look pretty. I probably shouldn't worry about that right now, but... And then we're going to end on a nice, fully diminished 7th chord. Yes. Yeah. Oops. There we go. But it's not going to be just an immediate slamming chord. I'm actually going to pull a little trick here. This is the sort of thing that you only know about if you use Finale a fair bit. And this is going to sound very dissonant for a bit while I put all the notes in. But it will be worth it. And then I just do this, select all of that, move up here. There we go. That's all one note, but it's on 2 staves now. Make that a rest, hide it. Let's add a nice little overarching slur over that entire thing. Oops, moved the playback controls. Great, I messed up my whole system here. There we go, everything's in the right place now. So... hopefully this isn't terrifically boring to watch. Why are you not... oh, right, because it's here. And because I'm in the wrong layer, that's why. I'm an idiot. Okay. So we're going to stick the accent on top, and then stick in a fortissimo, so it's got a nice build to it. And hopefully this is going to work, like I think it will. I do a lot of tweaking in these things sometimes to get it to work, but this is just a piano piece, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then we're going to arpeggiate this chord so that you have this whole big... That didn't work. Hello? There we go. So there's this whole big rise up to it. That's not what I meant to click. I totally know what I'm doing, as I've said countless times, untruthfully. Right. There we go. Make it look pretty. Detail-oriented, as I've said. So now that there's this big rise, and then it rolls up from top to bottom. Let's see what that sounds like. Not too shabby. You know what? Actually... Let's try connecting that over. And then... Oops, that is not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. And then all of these can be tied over to that. Oops. Again, not quite what I'm meaning to do. I'm nervous in front of people. I don't even know how many people are still watching this disaster. But... Thank you. Finding it really interesting and entertaining, yeah. It's entertaining to write. And then to show that that's different, we'll just stick that on the bottom. And let's see how that sounds. There we go. That's nice. Okay, so having done that, oops, clicked the wrong thing again. Okay. So it does that. And actually, let's just make this whole thing fortissimo and get rid of the original accent, because we really don't need it. As a matter of fact, let's extend this all the way over. And over, not under. Make it look pretty, because I love doing that. This is why music notation is great. You can make it look pretty. And move some things around just a little bit so it's not intersecting with the title, which would be hideous. And there we go. Perfect. And the crash of the low notes kind of hides the fact that the top notes are fading out. Okay. Pardon the background noise if you hear any. Streaming this from home, obviously, so quarantine, background noise, it happens. Thank you. I do my best to make them sound good. Uh, and now let's return to those notes. Now that we've set that in place. Throw a nice little rest down in there. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Those should be down a minor third. There we go. Actually, let's have this kind of do what we have before with kind of this motif of starting slow and then speeding up. So yeah. Actually, yeah. Oops. No, I don't want to open Microsoft OneDrive. Thank you very little. Broke everything there. And I'm cheating a little by sticking that A in there. I don't really need that here. Try to experiment with that a bit. Hopefully that's actually visible. Actually, I'll turn off the webcam portion. That'll help a bit. There we go. Okay, so now it can fully be visible what I'm trying to do on the screen here. And then we'll do a crossover here. There we go. More things that need to be crossed over to the other stave, but that's easy enough to do. And then I just use this lovely little note flipping tool that makes everything look very pretty when done right. There we go. And we're going to have this pianissimo. Just to see. Because I have a thought, this sort of fades in under it. Oh, and that should be. That's not what I expected there. Alright. Try that. That looks a little better, marginally. I'll live with it. Okay. And then this continues under it. And actually, let's throw in the pedal effect. Give it some space to actually throw in said pedal effect, just to give it some extra flair. Let it run together. And that's also going to need to slide down a bit. There we go. In fact, hang on, wait a minute. That should go the other direction. Why are you not working? That's why you're not working. Yeah, that should go like that. And get this nice little offbeat effect. That needs to go over rather than under. Again, I'm spending too much time on making this look pretty. Sorry about that, but it's the way I like to do it. We're just going to extend the pedal effect for a bit further. And let's see what that sounds like. That can go faster. Maybe it can't go faster. It's not going to let me put things in. Come on now. Will you let me if I do that? Duh. Come on. That looks weird. How am I fixing this? Okay. Actually, just for the sake of working on it, let's put all of those there, and we'll just stick this measure briefly in treble clef because I can't see what I'm doing otherwise. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, okay. And then I can cross this over to the other side and get this out of treble clef and back to bass clef where it belongs. And just to show that it's crossing, put that there. And once again, it's just a matter of making everything look pretty. There we go. It just needs a bit of tweaking, and that should be good. Namely, these are all facing in the wrong direction. Okay, that's freaky. Gotta fix that. There we go. That looks more like what I wanted it to. And that is also going to hopefully sound better because it is a little bit faster. It's building up more. There we go. That's the effect that I wanted. Okay, so now that I have this nice little running ostinato, I think that's going to keep going for a while, and that's kind of going to be the base of this piece. That's going to be what's going to anchor it. Oops, didn't mean to put that there. Okay, let's zoom out a bit, get a better look at what's going on. Okay, yeah. So, another quick listen. And that needs a nice little crescendo over it. I like this ominous theme. These notes, I was originally thinking at the beginning, because there was the C, and then you had a D sharp and an F sharp, and all that came into my head was, okay, diminished chord. You have D sharp, that's E flat, you have F sharp, that's G flat, that's going to be giving you this nice C diminished triad. And I was thinking base it around C, but really, the B natural that was thrown in there by my conscripted mod who gave me difficult notes, really kind of threw that out the window. Because, well, the problem with the B is it doesn't fit in the diminished chord. So what do you do with that? Well, the D sharp and the F sharp are, in fact, working notes with the B. That makes a B major triad in the order that they're in, which is D sharp, then F sharp, then B. That's just a first inversion B major triad. Root position, if anyone watches in the future who doesn't know music theory or is watching that now, would have been B, then D sharp, then F sharp. So what that gives me is just this constant repetition of that triad, but over the C natural. And that C natural, that half-step dissonance as a pedal tone against the B, gives a really nice sort of a crunchy dissonance, which I really like. And now let's see. I think I'm going to slow this up again. And on top of that, let's... Oops, didn't mean to do that. I should rephrase this to actually make more sense in the context of the piece. So let's... not do that. That's the wrong layer that I just touched there. Yeah. This is going to sound very dissonant for a few moments, and I apologize. I'm just restructuring where everything goes. But this piece is essentially in B major with this natural C. So it doesn't make sense to have those all be flats. I was thinking in the context of C minor, but that's not a C minor thing. So that's why I just renamed all of those notes. Oh, thank you, moderator, for letting me know that I forgot to switch my webcam back. I am an idiot and have no idea what I'm doing. You had no idea what I was actually doing there. Basically, I took the notes here, and they were E flat, G flat, and all of that, and I changed them back to the original D sharp and F sharp because they don't make sense in this context of B major, but with a flat, well, natural in this case, it's C natural, but a lowered 2 scale degree in the C natural. It's sharps, it's not flats. And now that I know the key, I'm actually going to change the key of the whole thing. And that's going to really bollocks up some stuff, but... oh boy. This is messy looking now. Now I have to fix this! Yay! Let's just lock all of those measures into one system. There we go. That's what I needed. That'll fix itself for me, and I don't have to do a thing or lift a finger. Well, I am. I guess I'm pushing down with fingers to press buttons on the mouse, but whatever. Technicalities! Yeah, okay. And that reduces the overall number of accidentals quite a bit. And then we're doing a slowed down version of this running. I can't actually hum that accurately, but that was close enough. Close enough. You probably know what I mean. Wrong layer. Put it in the right layer here. Make that a C natural. And then, yeah. Yeah, I think that'll work where just it's going to slow back down. And I can delete this little reminder here because I know the notes that I'm working with by heart. That phrase slur should actually extend all the way back. And we have this nice little written in ritardando. I could have just put poco retard, but it's more fun to write it this way, and also this program doesn't do expression well. And then we'll have it peak in volume right around here. And I'll actually stick another note there, just to really emphasize that it is held the whole time. And then it'll just diminuendo, decrescendo. Technically decrescendo, diminuendo is a little bit different. And then end on this very quiet note, and then let's hear how that sounds. That needs to start getting quieter sooner, and it needs to get more quiet overall. Definitely. It's got a nice sinister vibe to it, which I like. I'm actually gonna say that will end there. So we have a nice swell effect. Pianissimo, and then another decrescendo after the pianissimo, so it's a little more slow, but it gradually fades down to the pianissimo. All right, let's hear how she sounds. I could just not start it at the beginning, but I feel like this works. That's the effect I wanted. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I like that. How long has this been streaming? Maybe an hour? Alright. Well, I would call this a decent start to something. Sort of an introduction. I'm just going to cut off this extra stuff that I don't need. So this is Composition Challenge 1. This might be a disaster. I don't think it ended up being quite a disaster. And let's just listen to this one more time. I think this is a good introduction. This is a good stopping place so I don't get into something that's going to take me another 8 hours to finish, because that will happen if I'm not careful. Yeah. Alright. I like that. I think that's a good stopping point. Hope everyone who actually was watching enjoyed that, and whatever mess happened in the process and how I created a lot of disasters. But first stream, everything's likely to go wrong sooner or later. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Ellie for moderating in the chat and giving me lots of compliments while I was writing this. Okay. I guess thanks for watching, and bye.